The dwarves once maintained an underground empire that spanned from Wulfgar to Lar, its massive cities connected by hundreds of miles of carefully hewn tunnels. At its heart was Windholm, the blaze of its forges and the pounding...
You were saying? Sure.
Save it, John.
Ever since then, he and his new granite buddies won't stop harassing me. They've plundered my home, beat me in the streets, so no, I don't have any remorse for that stone liquor. He always talked about his grandmother's heirloom and how he admired it as a child. If he wants betrayal, then...
You said he assumed...
It wasn't even it. Well...
Did you ever tell...
It wouldn't have mattered.
How could you just...
You don't know how miserable life can get when someone has it out for you. I have nothing keeping me here, so...
You owe...
What? There's no way I'm explaining...
Here's the heirloom, then. Do whatever you want with it.
Glad you understand, officer. Thank you. Well, I better get going. Won't be long before Baz realizes what I've done. Hope our paths cross again someday.
So, what's the plan?
Stay close.
That way?
Lead on, then. This way. What do we have
Look
here?
around, see what you like. Come again.
What's this?
You'll find just what you need. Well, bargain.
War after war has scarred Fiara, altering the tides of power across much of the continent. In Northanger, a fragile hope for peace drives the efforts to rebuild a ravaged kingdom. A new beginning dawns for the Mortir, as their new settlement finally takes shape, while the years later, though no one told you the reason for your recall, you saw it as a chance to turn the page.
Really?
Yes? You know the way, right?
Keep it up. Make it good.
Uh-huh.
What is it?
Sounds like a plan. At once. Aye. Just give the word. Yes? What do you
What do
need?
you need?
We should move.
As you descend the weathered ladder, the air ripe with moss and earth, weariness overcomes you.
Yes?
Yes?
Out of the way.
I'll catch up.
Try to keep up. I'm here.
You got it. Ugh, cramp.
Over here. Yes.
You were saying?
Just give the word.
You know the way, right?
2 years later, though no one told you the reason for your recall, you saw it as a chance to turn the page. War after war has scarred Fiora, altering the tides of power across much of the continent. In Nortender, a fragile hope for peace drives the efforts to rebuild. As you make your way towards Greykeep, the Wolf Guard is in high spirits. Not only was the mission a full success, you were relieved to find the Black...
Time to file a report. I should request an audience with the Queen.
I'm listening. Over here.
General.
Did you hear back from the Black Company's leader yet? We still need to find information on the...
Not yet, but that doesn't surprise me. The man likes to take his time. I suggest we deal with the other matters first.
I'll be going. We'll speak later.
Sure.
Out of the way. This way.
And you are certain your brother and your men can handle Arrakis when the time comes?
We will probably need your help, but yes. Until then, my men will be at your full disposal to deal with those other threats. Don't expect a dwarven elite army yet, but... well, we can handle our own.
Very well. One more thing before we conclude this conversation. High Hierophant Arrakis. What is your opinion of him, General?
He's extremely dangerous and he has half of Windwall under his thumb already, if not more. Whatever we do, we need to be careful.
We will. Be that as it may, there is still work to be done before we can restore the mosaic. Let me know once you've looked into all the trails.
General, is there anything I can help you with?
I wish to talk to her.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Her Majesty...
So long.
Tiara's light, General.
Stay close.
What do we have
General.
here?
Did you hear back?
Not yet, but that doesn't surprise me. The man likes to take his time.
I'll be going.
Sure.
What's this? What are you reading?
What? It's nothing.
All right, but if you need to talk, I'm here.
Well, actually, I could use a friendly ear. Sure you want to hear this, General? This won't be as fun as our last talk.
Yes, tell me.
Fair enough. Someone died. My former husband, Lauren.
I'm sorry.
Not your fault. But first Tahar, and now him. Fate has a messed up sense of humor.
I didn't even know you were married.
Well, I never told anyone. Lauren and I, that was 8 years ago. 2 years after I fled Finn and Mir, and 4 years before I met Tahar.
You were a vagabond before you joined Tahar, weren't you?
Yes, I was. A traveling healer.
Why did you flee Finn on Mir? I meant to ask you, but I never got the chance.
Long story. Suffice it to say that I trusted the wrong people.
All right. I see. So, who was Lauren? How did you meet?
In the woods of Highmark. He was a forester. I had made camp in a clearing, but must have eaten something bad for dinner. Because when I woke up the next day, I had terrible stomach cramps. I tried to push on, but I couldn't even move without throwing up. So instead, I spent the whole day lying in my tent, puking my guts out. The problem was, my provisions were almost gone, and I was severely dehydrated.
I guess Lauren found you?
Found me, took me to his village, and nursed me back to health. When I had fully recovered, he offered to let me stay, and that I did. For 2 years.
Just like that?
No, not just like that. But if I were to tell you the whole story, we'd still be sitting here by dawn. It simply felt right. I don't know how else to say it.
And you got married?
After a year, yes. You see, Lauren was a good man. One of these incredibly honest, genuine people who wear their hearts on their sleeves, simply because they have nothing to hide. He was kind, caring, and beautiful. And though he knew he didn't have much to offer materially, he laid what he had at my feet. And all of that even though I wasn't even a good match. An exiled elf, a vagrant, a mage. There were plenty of other women he could have been with. But he wanted me. I still don't get it, to be honest.
Did you love him?
Yeah, I did.
And the villagers didn't have a problem with you being an elf and him being a human?
I would have thought so. But the people in Auchendale didn't, no. They actually respected me. Though Lauren probably played a big role in that. The people loved him.
You make it sound as though Lauren was perfect. Was he really?
Well, not entirely, of course. He was a little too complacent sometimes and always went out of his way to avoid an argument. If it hadn't been for that, he could have easily become the village mayor. He simply didn't want it, though. He didn't have the ambition. As far as dark secrets were concerned, though, he had none. He was just good. And that's it.
So, what happened between you?
Well, one day I woke up with a strange feeling. As though all of a sudden there was a huge leaden weight on my shoulders. Everything felt so alien, so wrong. Our bed, the flowers he had brought me the day before, everything. Even Lauren himself. I wanted to tell him, but for some reason, the mere thought of it turned my stomach. So I left. I wrote him a letter, packed my things, and I left.
And you have absolutely no idea where that feeling came from?
No. I've thought about it a lot, but all I've come up with are guesses.
Such as?
I'd rather not go into detail. I'm sorry.
How could you do that to him? Leaving without saying a word?
I don't know, Aerith. I just don't know. But staying, it just wasn't an option. It would have smothered me, dramatic as that may sound. And please don't think this came easy for me. On the contrary, I spent the next few months doing nothing but crying. I know it doesn't make it any better, but that's how it was.
And that's the end of the story? You left and never went back?
Well, I did go back to Auchendale 3 years later. He was with a new woman, and she was expecting.
Must have felt strange.
It did at first, yeah. But ultimately, I'm glad that he was able to move on. He deserved happiness.
I see. And how did he die? Who wrote that letter?
A mercenary that I hired some weeks ago. I had been thinking of him a lot after Tahar's death, and wanted to make sure he was okay. Which, as it turns out, he wasn't. He got bit by a rabid wolf while he was out in the woods.
Just let me know if there's anything I can do.
You already have. You listened.
This might be a stupid question, but how do you feel?
Lost, I guess. I know Lauren probably loathed me for what I did, but up to this day I had always felt as though he was still there. And now he's gone. And I never even found the courage to explain why I left or to apologize. You remind me of him somehow. You know that? You're good. The world is filled with selfish fools, but you're not one of them.
What makes you think that?
I just do. You know, I've been with men and women since, but I always seem to cling to only the ones who don't love me. To the ones who do, like Lauren. I'm like poison. Good thing we're just friends, isn't it?
Is that all we are?
Oh, I don't know. I need some time now, okay? I'll be ready when duty calls.
What do we have here?
General, what is it?
What are your
My thoughts.
Just wondering.
Well, though I had
We'll make sure it doesn't come to that.
your words in Ellen's ear, General.
I'll see you.
Yep.
Keep it up. Go ahead. Interesting.
General.
Did you hear back from...
Not yet, but that doesn't surprise me. The man likes to take his...
I'll be going.
Sure.
What's this?
Atop the mammoth stronghold of Greykeep sits King's Vantage, a gathering place of merchants, servants, and nobles alike. From here, the high towers of the keep and
Looking for potions and scrolls? I'm sure I have just what you need. A fair offer. The best wares from Kalea to Northampton. You know how to bargain, don't you? Armors and shields. Everything from copper daggers to moon silver swords. Yes? Want to trade? Pleasure doing
I'm
business
listening.
with you. Come again. I'm
What do we
getting
have
new
here?
wares by the next moon's turn.
Ah, General. I've been meaning to talk to you. Good work on the heist. And those spiders, they never saw it coming.
Probably one of the strangest things I've done. That was a lot of gold we took from the treasury. Where would it all go?
Aye, it was a good haul. Most of the coin will go towards mercenaries and more weapons, but we've set aside a portion for Windhome's displaced too.
That's charitable.
We do what we can. Either way, did you need something?
How are the rebels doing?
Malik tells me we're really close. Just waiting on a few more mercenaries to make it past the Windwall border. I'll let you know as soon as we're ready to make our move.
I wanted to know more about you.
Me? Fancy that? Alright, what do you want to know?
So, when you're not overthrowing tyrannies or traveling the world, do you spend time with anyone special?
Stones, I see where this is going. No, General, there's no dear lad waiting for me somewhere.
Do you want there to be?
Listen, General, I don't mix work and play. Personal rule of mine. And more than that, you're not really my type.
That's not what I meant.
Isn't it? I've lived at sea long enough to know when someone is propositioning me. Not gonna happen.
How did you become the leader of the Blackstone Rebels?
I'm not a leader. I represent the hundreds that oppose Arrakis and his bloody Granite Sons.
I saw the way the rebels look to you. Like it or not, they follow you and Malik.
Stones. To be honest, it just sort of happened. When Arrakis rose to power, we weren't trying to create a force to oppose him. We were just looking for others who believed we were better than old prejudices and shitting on the poor. When it turned out there were a lot of us, it became a question of what we could do, not just what we believed. Before I knew it, I was looking around and everyone was looking at me.
What do you hope the rebellion will accomplish?
You mean besides removing that madman from power? Reinstating the prince, for one, and cleaning house of some of the old advisors who opened the doors for Arrakis.
That'll be something you decide?
No, not me. Ultimately, it'll be up to the prince. From what I hear, he's a smart lad. He won't ignore the wants of his people, the same people who rose up to defend his throne.
Malik seemed to have other ideas.
Aye, he's always wanted better for the downtrodden. But he knows as well as I that change comes in steps. Once there's stability on the throne, the prince can figure out how to improve the lives of his people.
Why do you think they look to you?
Well, Stones. I asked myself the same question.
For what it's worth, I think you're doing a good job.
Really? It's hard to tell sometimes.
Really? I thought you were an adventurer. Why are you so invested in a rebellion?
Does leaving your homeland mean you no longer care about it? Or the people you left behind? I wouldn't trade my travels for a sturdy life in Windhelm. Aye, that's true. But it sickens me to see us become something I know we're better than. So, if putting aside my own wants is what it takes to help my home fight a pestilence, then I'll do it. Gladly. What about you? Where do you consider home?
My home has always been Northander. No matter where I go, I always think of here.
Aye. Then you understand.
Are you from Windhelm?
Aye. Born and raised. Although I hadn't been back until a few months ago.
Why's that?
Well, I was busy, I guess. Seeing what else was out there. I ended up with some privateers out in the Sea of Dreams.
So, you're a pirate.
Dust and stones, no. More like a pirate chaser. We were contracted by some minor Northander lords to protect their merchant vessels. Drove off a lot of sea thieves.
How does one end up with privateers?
I guess one thing led to the next. Malik and I owed a debt to some traders. They knew I was good with the blade, so I served as a bodyguard on their expedition.
And they turned out to be privateers?
No, it turned out they owed the privateers a debt. And when some bloody wolves tore our camp and the traders to bits, Captain Tarzan stuck me with the debt. So I served on her ship.
That's awful.
I hated it at first. Why should I have to settle someone else's debt? After a while, though, I realised I actually enjoyed it. Being out there with only blue above and blue below, chasing sea rats like hounds on a hunt, it was freedom. The crew accepted me as their own.
Then, how did you come back?
I got a letter from Malik about what was happening in Windhelm. I told the captain. She paid out my cut and bid me good tides.
Just like that?
Aye, just like that. Bet once this business is taken care of, I plan to rejoin them. Maybe finally drag Malik along too.
Where was Malik while you were adventuring?
He stayed in Windhelm. Took a job as a labourer in the mines. I was only supposed to be gone a short while, but when it became clear I wouldn't be back, I asked him to join me. But he declined. Said he liked his feet on solid ground. We wrote letters, though. That was always my favourite part about returning to port. Finding a letter waiting for me about my brother's latest news. Dust and stones, no. More like a pirate chaser. We were contracted by some minor Northander lords to protect their merchant vessels. Drove off a lot of sea thieves.
You must have had a lot of adventures. Got any stories?
Aye, I do. Buy me a drink or three and maybe I'll tell you.
Do you have any other family in Windhelm? Parents?
It's always just been me and Malik. We jumped around in the streets for a while before an orphanage took us in. The woman who ran it, she's the kindest person I know. She took in everyone. even though she had practically nothing to spare. And yet she's the kind of person Arrakis would sweep away. Not because of her character, but because of the haves and have-nots.
Sounds like you had a rough childhood.
Stones, it was rough. But you know, in a way I'm grateful. Having nothing makes you appreciate what little you do have. The people who work their arses off to survive, those are some of the strongest people I know. And it's how I know we're better than this Granite Sun's bullshit. A lot of us don't want this. We just have to empower ourselves to resist.
That's all I wanted to know. Want to get a drink?
Now that's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Ugh, why is everything still spinning?
I wanted to know more.
Me? Fancy that?
Are you?
Aye.
Why's that?
Well, I was busy, I guess. Seeing what else?
You must have had a lot.
Aye, I do. Buy me a drink or three and maybe I'll tell you.
That's all I wanted to know. Want to get a drink?
Sure, but you're buying this time.
Ugh, why is everything still spinning?
Want to get a drink?
Sure, but you're buying this time.
Ugh, why is everything still spinning?
I'd like to learn more about the dwarves. Can I ask you some questions?
I'm no anthropologist, General. Doesn't Greykeep have a library?
Sorry, I didn't mean to offend.
I believe you. Ask me about something I know, like brandy and the drinking of brandy.
What do you think of the people who've joined us?
General, I didn't peg you as a gossip. All right, I'll play. Who do you mean?
What's your take on Wraith?
Wraith. He doesn't trust me. He's had a painful lesson not to put faith in a fragile world. I respect him for that. But it's not as doom and gloom as he makes it. He's swimming in the ocean, refusing to look anywhere but down, so of course he only sees the abyss. If only he'd look up.
What do you think of Iria?
For being the first mage of the circle, she's surprisingly nice.
That surprises you?
Maybe she doesn't fully realise it, but she's a leader. Leaders don't usually end up in their positions without being a little ruthless, even those with the best intentions. It's refreshing. And I can see she's very nice to you.
What?
Oh, nothing.
See you later, Era.
See ya.
What's this?
Axes, daggers, swords, everything for the wary traveler. Come again. May Tiara bless your path. Hey, you're an adventurer,
Interesting.
aren't you? Come take a look. I'm sure I've got something that might spark your interest. Farewell.
Over here. Out of the way.
Yes, yes, come closer. I'm sure I have just what you need. Good choice. Axes, daggers, swords, everything for the wary traveler. Farewell.
What's this?
Yes? Want to trade? Pleasure doing business with you. Come again. I'm getting new wares by the next moon's turn.
So... No problem.
The best wares from Kalea to Northander. Come again. May Tiara bless your path.
What do we have here?
Looking for potions and scrolls? I'm sure I have just what you need. A fair offer.
This way. Stay close. What's this?
Hey, you're an adventurer, aren't you? Come take a look. I'm sure I've got something that might spark your interest. You know how to bargain, don't you?
War after war has scarred Fiora, altering the tides of power across much of the continent. In Nortender, a fragile hope for peace drives the efforts to rebuild a ravaged kingdom.
Fair enough. Let's do this.
So it must be.
To the grave!
Golden dunes rise and fall at the whims of the wind, revealing and bearing the bones of many a lost adventurer. For a lucky few who wander the sands, salvation...
We made it. According to the map, this area is a wyvern breeding ground.
Stones, is that why it's so hot?
Come on, we've got to keep moving. What do you need?
Uh-huh. So, what's the plan?
Yes?
What do you need?
Yes?
Tell me, Wraith, if there's one thing you could change about the world, what would it be?
Less pointless philosophical discussions.
Deflecting the question?
What do you want me to say? Free cake for everyone? It's a purely theoretical question. Even if you could effect actual change, it would never affect the world as a whole. It just doesn't work that way.
You're a real ray of sunshine.
What do you want? Make it good.
Aye. We should move.
What is it? I'm listening.
You'll have to wait.
Some healing!
You are right.
Here goes nothing.
Aye.
Go ahead.
I'll catch up.
Attack!
You were saying? Of course.
So, what's the plan?
We should move.
Yes?
I'm here.
That way?
Yes?
Yes.
Sounds like a plan.
Aye. What do you need?
Make it good.
What is it? Go ahead. Keep it up. Interesting.
Don't forget to pay up, Rera.
Aye, not gonna let me forget it, are you? You said you lived alone in the woods before. How did you get so good?
I played against the squirrels and birds.
You're shitting me. You played cards with squirrels and birds?
No, I was joking.
Yes. Just give the word. Here we go.
What do you need? Out of the way.
Let's do this.
Get ready.
They are fools to challenge us.
You know the way, right?
This way.
Try to keep up. I'm here.
Sure.
Let's be quick.
I'll catch up.
All right, here goes nothing.
Yes?
Stay close. Move in.
Fair enough.
saying?
Let's do this.
What do you want?
Yes? Over here. What do you need?
Yes?
Go ahead. Yes. It must be done.
Just give the word. Uh-huh. Yes.
We can take them.
No one lives forever.
You know where to run now.
Take them out!
So, what's the plan?
What is it? Out of the way.
What do you need?
Stay close.
Uh-huh.
Aye.
Just give the word. Yes. Yes?
Dwarves? What are they doing out here?
Probably following their mandate to collect all the moon silver on Io. No dwarf would be out here otherwise.
True. Let's go say hello.
Is that the best you Really?
Fair enough.
This is
Let's
it.
do this.
We should move.
I'm listening.
This looks like one of those reavers.
Look at that wound. Only a moon silver axe could do that.
Windholmers. Well, keep your eyes open. Maybe the stolen weapon is still around.
Aye. You were saying?
This way. What do we have here?
Locked. Maybe one of the keys is in one of the bandits' pockets.
So, what's the plan?
Make it
Of
go
course.
here.
You got it.
No key here.
Yes.
What do you need?
Uh-huh. Sounds like a plan.
Rera, about what you said the other night. Do you really not think lasting peace is possible?
That's the thing. I do, but not by believing in a lasting peace. Look at Windhome. All it took was one dwarf to die before everything went to shit. Why? Because we were complacent.
So you're saying that we can't let our guard down? How is that peace?
It can be peaceful for the people. There will always have to be someone, leaders, your circle, who will have to remain vigilant.
Sure.
Lead on then.
Go ahead.
You got it. Just give the word. Get ready! That way? You got it. Sure. All right, here goes nothing. Sounds like a plan.
Aye.
Yes.
Fair enough. Let's do this. So, what's the plan?
To the grave.
Uh-huh.
So it must be. Really?
Nothing.
What do you need?
No key here. Ugh. That smell, but still no key. Would you look at that? Found it. Now let's see what's in that chest.
Yes?
You got it.
Cramp.
There we go. That's some quality craftsmanship.
Good thing the Reavers can't do any more harm with it.
Try to keep up.
Yes?
You know the way, right? You were saying?
Yes?
Stay close.